are other people's past actions making it hard for you to make amends to them?
Well, in this episode, we're going to share with you the vital key that unlocked our willingness to make amends with everybody we've ever wronged. Well, it's August 9th, and it's time for another double shot from My Sober Truth of all the people we had harmed. And so we kind of asked a question at the beginning of this thing about have other people's past actions, and we've already hit on this month, but the core of this question is really one of forgiveness.
Yes.
And especially forgiving people that we feel have wronged us in that situation. And again, forgiveness is such an interesting thing because people get hung up on what forgiveness means.
Right.
And one of the things that, when we were counseling training, we did a lot of teaching on this one. But one of the things we'd always tell people is forgiveness isn't saying what the other person did was right.
No, not at all.
It's just simply separating you, not necessarily from them, but from the negative situation that's got you bound up in that situation. As you're holding on to that thing, it's locking you to that past event.
Right.
And so it's one of the biggest things I've always told people about forgiveness. It's not saying it's all right. It's just saying, hey, I release you from the debt you owe me.
Right.
I want to grow past this in this situation. And so as we bring this back around to step 8 and the need for forgiving others, as it says, and right in the middle of this this episode, what was the one thing that it said? I'll bring my note. This step entails forgiveness.
Yeah.
How did forgiving others supercharge your willingness to make amends with everybody?
So one of the first things that I did in those first steps coming up to this point is I had to start learning how to forgive myself. So it is really amazing. I'm looking at the reading for today here, and it talks about the Lord's Prayer. Mm-hmm. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And that key word being as. Yes. So we want our forgiveness, the forgiveness that we receive. I want to give forgiveness just like that. Right. As I want them to be the same. Right. So the better the forgiveness I'm willing to offer others, the better the forgiveness I should be able to receive. And it's a balance thing in life, and I believe that that's the way that this stuff works. I don't know that there's any designated. Spirituality works different for everybody, mm-hmm. and everybody has a little bit different take on it. My take on it is it's about balance. It's about peace. And some of what you just brought up, when I'm talking about being forgiven or offering forgiveness, they're one and the same. It's like the different side of an open and closed door. Right. So when I want to forgive someone, I'm not saying that what they did to me was right. And, you hear it said a lot in movies and all kinds of stuff. I can forgive, but I don't forget. Right. That's kind of, just because I forgive someone, basically all I'm saying is I want to put this baggage down. Right. This hurt that I've been carrying around, and resentment has hurt. Make no mistake about it, resentment hurts. Right. It hurts my life. So if I want to set this resentment down, I can do that without forgetting that maybe the other person isn't well. Right. And I don't want to let them hurt me again. So there's nothing to say that I can't forgive someone and still maybe either cut ties from them or lessen my ties to them. I have to figure out what that is and what that means for me. Right. Doing all these processes, doing these steps is what gives me the knowledge of figuring out where I need to be. There's an awful lot of people out there that have problems with the parents, with family members, with people they don't really want to cut all contact off with. But these are where those lessons come in, and you have to figure out, okay, I would like to have some contact, but I don't want them to hurt my life. Right. And this work that we've done to get to this point is what allows us to start figuring that out, because it's going to be a little different for everyone. Right. So I want forgiveness from the people that I've harmed, but if I want forgiveness, I had better be willing to give some forgiveness. So
you brought up this interesting point about restoring a relationship, and the forgiveness is not necessarily the restoration of a relationship.
Right.
That's actually something else that you got to work
something
on.
Completely different.
And it's okay not to be back in a relationship with someone who has wronged you
Right.
in that situation. Some people need to hear that situation. But, you know, at the end of the day, your own unforgiveness is only trapping you.
Right.
It's kind of like being mad at somebody. They've wronged you. And every time you drive past the street that they live on, your hands tighten up on the steering wheel. Well, I can guarantee you at that same exact moment that that person right there doesn't realize what's going on. Right. They're not clenching up, sitting in their easy chair. They don't even know that you're driving past their road. The only person that's bound up in that situation is you.
You know, there's this little saying that I heard some comedian said, maybe possibly Kevin Hart. I can't remember exactly who it was, but I'm paraphrasing, but the quote was basically, if I'm done with you, I'm done. But that doesn't mean I don't want to see you eat.
Right.
Just maybe don't eat at my table.
That makes sense.
And that just, the wisdom in that is huge, because just because I've forgiven you and I'm moving on, it doesn't mean I've forgotten the things that you've done. Right. And it doesn't mean I want to dive headfirst back into a relationship with someone because I've forgiven them. What it means is that I'm just ready to move on with my life. I'm tired of having these thoughts and problems in my head. Absolutely. I want to release them and I want to let them go. And the best way to do that is forgiveness.
Agreed. So as we wrap up, let's turn this back over to our viewers, because let's get their take on this same situation, because we could talk about this for 2 hours. We've done so much forgiveness stuff, but you know what? What are other people thinking about this? So guys, how did forgiving others help your willingness to make amends with everyone you've ever wronged? Think about your answer to your question and put your answer down in the comments section below. We can't wait to read what you have to say, and I know it's going to help somebody else who's working on this part of their journey today. And on that note, for My Sober Truth, I'm Mark.
Hey, and I'm Sean. And here's hoping that today you stay drunk with success. Love y'all. Hi, folks. Thanks for watching. If you're ready for another round of My Sober Truth, then belly on up to mysobertruth.com and click on the double shot button today. There you'll find the daily inspiration, encouragement, and support that'll help you stay clean, on track, and growing in every area of your life. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, and if you got a minute, stick around, watch another video. Love y'all.